Welcome, guys.
There we go, it's on.
Is it on? I don't think it is. Oh, well.
We are.
Welcome, guys. I used to be called Kevin,
And I used to be called Craig.
but now I'm called Fia Louise.
And I'm called Jossie.
And we are women.
So please respect that.
Our gender identity is valid.
Well, coming up on Now That's What I Call a Talk Show, we are bringing you all the latest in entertainment.
Well, I think it's more than entertainment we've got to talk about. We've also got great discussions.
Yes, we are also going to be talking about fashion.
And of course, the news. We've got some great guests today, guys. Such as...
We have all the way from the X Factor, The Voice,
And Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's, and countless other TV shows. The grand diva himself, the one and only Amrick Channa.
We also have a drag diva, a drag superstar, a drag queen, a faux queen. We have Sophie. Sophie will be joining us very soon.
Otherwise known as Venus Dimilo.
And I just want to say one thing. Her drag is valid.
And we also may have a surprise guest all the way from Australia.
All the way from Australia, guys. Rain hopefully will be joining us very soon. Well, let's get on with the show. Oh, mumble and jumble at the start. Well, it's now time for Now That's What I Call...
Entertainment.
On entertainment today, we've got some great stuff. We've got Married at First Sight.
We will be talking about the 7-year switch.
Oh, that show. And I can't wait to get my teeth in. The Oscars.
And we might also mention The Voice.
Just a little bit.
We might.
So, Married at First Sight. What's it all about, Jossie?
So, Married at First Sight is basically what it says on the tin. Strangers, a man and a woman, who have never met before, they only know each other's name, get married.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the show is that it's supposed to be scientific and matching people based on science. And I was actually very, very cynical about the show when we first watched it. I just thought, oh, it's going to be a load of idiots on the TV and they're not going to stay together. But actually, there's been one or two couples who, after the show, they actually have stayed together and they've given it a go. And some of them who maybe didn't stay together still remained friends.
Yeah, and I think that was the great thing. If anything out of this show that people got was friendship. Well, it was a good show and it actually did what it said on the tin.
Yeah.
But then we move over to 7-year itch, which is a basic switch, itch, whatever. It's a basic glorified wife swap with disgusting houses that people go to live in a single home with another guy that they've never met in a single bed. Well, if any of my partners... Oh, that sounded so bad. If any of my partners, ex and present, wanted to do that, I would be quickly saying, ta-ra, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely, and to do it on national television as well. I think if you've got problems in the marriage, why don't you just seek marriage counselling? Why take it to that extreme? It's clear that if that is where it had gotten to in the marriage, it is over, mate. It is over. It ain't gonna get fixed by you shacking up with another man or lady. This is another thing I've noticed about these shows. It's always heterosexual couples.
Oh, cisgendered couples.
Cisgendered heterosexual couples.
Definitely, it's all about cisgender. And you know the thing is as well, how this is what irritates me. The show's going to come back, right? 2 years later, with a transgender person.
And it'll be sensationalised.
Or it'll be a gay person. And it'll be sensationalised. And they'll get the ratings that they don't really deserve, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know who deserves the ratings? Shows like, for instance, I love The Good Doctor. I love MasterChef. It's cheerful, it's happy, it's fun. Ant and Dec Saturday Night Takeaway. Where is the fun? Why are we so caught up in focusing and like fly on the wall kind of things of what's going on? And to be totally fair, it's not real.
Yeah, well that's very true.
It's not real.
I definitely think in terms of entertainment, there should be more shows which are just like entertainment, just like All Together Now. Sadly, we were going to have one of the judges from that.
Oh, can we just please say a lot of love?
So, love to Simon.
Simon's not very well.
So, get well soon, Simon. And we wish you a speedy recovery. But shows like All Together Now
was great.
that is another one. It does what it says on the tin. It's about people coming together and celebrating, singing and music, and
happiness.
More of that.
Happiness, friendship. A little bit like a show that I'm loving at the moment. Now that's what I call a talk show.
Oh, yeah.
I love that show. Anyway, what about the Oscars? So just before we start, I want to introduce the Oscars as its rightful description. The Oscars was this year not judgmental, not idiotic, not barbaric, not callous, not pedantic, and it was just what it said on the tin. The Oscars. There was no silly flowers being worn or black dresses being worn. In fact, they just did what they had to do. They had some great guests, didn't they?
Well,
did.
On the subject of guests, they actually had the first ever openly transgender actress presenting an award. It was a lady called Daniela Vega, an Argentinian lady, and the film that she was in, A Fantastic Woman, actually won Best Original Foreign Language Film. So well done to her. She's probably going to open so many doors.
Oh, absolutely. I mean...
you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I just hope that there is one day somebody presents, like, at the awards, and it's not even mentioned that the transgender...
We can all hope
not
and
even
live.
mentioned.
In
So
my
let's
opinion,
hope
all
that-
this change...
Mhm.
I'm interrupting. All this change, all this wearing a black dress, all this sorority with people who've been abused in the industry, everything like that irritates me, because the only person in history, in my opinion, that ever stood out was Marlon Brando.
The legendary.
Marlon Brando won an Oscar, and not only did he not go and get it, he actually asked a Native American actress to collect his award for him. And she openly spoke to the press afterwards about the harsh and the disgusting way Native Americans are treated. That's what you call standing up. Not going to a award to collect your award, to collect money and all that stuff that goes with it, and saying, oh, I'm supporting because I wear a black dress. Well, Jossie wears black leggings every day. She doesn't try and make a big escapade out of it all. And I just feel if you're going to do something, do it right. Like, stand up to adversity, stand up to discrimination. Equality is what we want. And that's just not... I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing loads of fads. And that's all they are. They're just fads.
Absolutely. It's
Total
people
fads.
jumping on the bandwagon. I think as well people think that this whole protest thing is new. It is not. People have been protesting since the dawn of time. And we seen a programme the other day about when award shows go wrong, and how in the 70s feminist groups boycotted...
Oh God, yeah, Miss
more than
World?
boycotted. They didn't boycott, sorry. They protested against Miss World, and they disrupted the show in protest to... Well, quite frankly, it was really...
It was
sexist.
disgusting.
You're talking to two girls who have been in pageants as well, so I'm in favour of pageants. But how Miss World used to be years ago, we watched it and we were just open mouthed. Like, they were just parading these women, and there was nothing about, like, the women's education or what the women thought about how things were in the world. It was pure
Years ago, before that, there was a TV show on that used to be, hi, I'm having a really hard time, and it was a case of winning furniture for your
Oh my
house.
God, yes, that was an American
Uh-huh.
show.
It just...
TV.
TV went good, did a flip side, and now it's back on itself. But it is time for our new section. Now that's what I call a comment. It's quick, it's easy, and it's simple. And it's how we get back to you. Doesn't matter what, everyone's still human, and what makes a human good heart, I wish wouldn't categorise people. Gemma, I agree. As if nice. Hello. Stuart Partners, I'll see you later. Well, I'm loving everyone's hello, and our first guest is joining us very soon. Amrick, from The Voice. Just wondering if Amrick's still there. We hope so. If you could just say hi and we'll invite him on. But Amrick is not only the star of The Voice, he's the star of the X Factor. He also got caught pinching Keith Lemon's bum. He also is an active charity supporter, and I think uses his brand of who he is to really help others.
He does.
And that's my motto. We're just trying to get Amrick to join us, guys, so don't worry about that. you know what we're like for our Let's Go Live.
This is now what I call modern technology.
This is now that's what I call modern technology. We'll be looking forward to this. Well, Amrick, are you still there? Are you ready to join us? I have his number. Oh, he's there.
Hello,
we're just going to click on and... Are you on your phone, Amrick? Because it's not letting us bring him in. I think I've just blocked him.
Oh, crikey. Add.
Yay!
Yay!
But did you see the photo of him pinching Keith Fleming's foot?
Oh, that was so
funny. This guy isn't just... Oh, there he is! Hello, darling.
Hello. How are you?
How are you doing?
Great,
Really,
thank you.
really good.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Welcome. Everybody say hi to Amrick. Send him some love.
Yes, looking fabulous as always, sir.
The diva himself.
Oh,
So Amrick, tell me.
This whole thing, I just threw it on.
Oh,
yeah.
darling.
You had no idea he was going to join us.
Yeah.
So Amrick, tell us, since you've graced our screens on many shows.
Just one or two.
What have you been up to?
Well, last year was absolutely crazy because in succession, last 4 years, it all started. I mean, I've been a house music artist for about 10 years, so doing funky house stuff with live shows, with Ministry of Sound, Pasha, Head Candy, all these sort of dance brands. But about 4 years ago, I was on The Voice, and they gave me a lot of airtime, and Kylie loved me, Tom Jones loved me, you know, Ricky from Kaiser Chiefs absolutely loved me, and they said they'd never seen anyone like me before, which is great. And then on the back of that, Come Dine With Me contacted me, so I was on Come Dine With Me. That gets repeated about 3 or 4 times a year on various Channel 4 related shows. And then I was on Anton Deck, Saturday Night Takeaway, and that was great. I won 500 quid for singing with Bryan Adams. I'd only gone to my friend Karen's house for dinner, and then suddenly we get this live link up. And then last year was
forgetting
huge.
One thing. You are forgetting that Love Is the Only Law. The single you were on.
No, I'm getting to that. 2017 was the biggest year so far. It started off with the first 4 months of my ugly face being plastered all over the Sainsbury's billboards all around the country and on bus stops and bus shelters and train stations. It was crazy. And then I was on... I started recording some stuff for Love Is the Only Law, and I'm one of 30 vocalists on that track, along with Samantha Fox, Hazel Dean, Angie Brown, Rosella, and it was just a fantastic project. It was created by Shamil and Jason Prince, and I was really honoured to be invited to be part of that project. So 30 of us, we filmed the video at Barbican Studios in London. We recorded the vocals there as well. And the actual video for the song was premiered to 20,000 people at Maspaloma's Pride last summer. So
wow, it was a fantastic song. We both loved it. Yeah. And we got it sent to us because we noticed you graced the pages of Equal. Shelley Rogers, a good friend of ours, shared the song with us. And as soon as she shared it, I was like, it's Amrick? And I was like, what's this? So I had to watch the whole thing. I then had to watch it again and then watch it again to get exactly the whole context of it. And I just thought, big pat on the back, like, well done. It was just so good to see so many people coming together to spread the best thing that's spreading other than butter. But spread the love, do you know what I mean?
It was just a privilege to be involved in something so worthwhile. You know, it's for the LGBTQ. I don't know the other bits now. They keep adding things onto it. But the LGBTQI, is it now? Community for children. It's for basically like children and young adults who've been made homeless because of their just who they are or who they love. You know, who they are. You know, it's I don't want to. I hate saying preference. That's like you've got a choice. You know.
Yeah,
so,
but we recently.
It's for who they are, you know, and I'm against discrimination of any kind of discrimination, you know. So I was glad to be part of that. Performed at a couple of their events around London last year for the launch.
We saw you there. I was naked.
Yes.
It was great.
I was
going to be naked the day show, but I thought no.
Yeah, I said to her, please.
I had the pin out. I had the blue pin out. I was like, I'll do it. She was like, no, it's a bad idea.
No, we're not
so I was
getting
like, okay then, okay.
You're looking fabulous, both of you, by the way. Looking absolutely fabulous.
Thank you. Well, we know that you're obviously using your platform for good. So what other kind of like charities are you involved in? I'm sure you're involved with Sparkle, is it?
Yes, I've been a huge supporter of Sparkle last few years, and performed at their various events in Manchester. Hopefully I'm going to get a call this year as well. I've told them I'm available anytime they want me. And yeah, Sparkle definitely. Obviously now oh God, what's the name of the actual? I can't remember the name for Love Is the Only Law. Albert Kennedy Trust. They're the ones who raise funds and look after the kids made homeless. And just it's a plethora of different charities. You know, from I do every year. Well, I do twice a year. Clacton-on-Sea, there's a charity called Essex Hands, and they raise awareness and raise funds for children with, you know, really, really, I don't know, so rare conditions, you know. So we try and raise funds to get them to America or wherever we can to get them the operation they need. So I've been involved in that.
Amazing.
Cancer charities as well. So it's all right. I'm getting distracted.
For one man, you take a lot. You take a lot on your shoulders. Don't you agree? You have a lot on your shoulders for one man.
Yes, but I love it. I absolutely, because I love what I do. I enjoy what I do, and as you can see from the comment section, the amount of love I get from people, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me,
we agree with that.
Yeah.
It gives me that buzz. It gives me, when I'm tired or whatever, it gives me that extra push I need, because I'm so lucky to have made lots of friends, but have so many supporters as well. And also, since X Factor last year, that really set my profile in the media sort of sky high, I'd say. You know, I could walk in central London, and you know, when I met you at the Piccadilly Institute, wasn't it? I bumped into you there as well. I performed there at the fashion show there. Yes, and
get the name in. I'll just get the name in along the bottom.
I know, they're great. I'm so honoured. All these people. I want to say thank you to each and every one of them.
Loving everyone, loving you.
I thought the connection went there.
Yeah, when I met you at the Piccadilly Institute at the fashion show there for Equal magazine, and as I was walking along Leicester Square, people were shouting my name, and they were like, "Can we have a photo with you? Can we have a selfie?" And I was like, I hadn't realised how huge X Factor was.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
That's been So with hello, you there?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
We keep losing connection. It keeps going dark. But also, in a couple of weeks' time, I'm off to Bulgaria, where I'm performing at a Italian and Bulgarian hair and beauty festival.
Wow,
that's fabulous!
That is exciting. You're gonna get your hair done and all your beauty treatments you need.
Oh, I tell you what, I need everything I can get my hands on.
I didn't mean it that way.
The crazy
so tell us,
thing
Amrick, what's next for you?
Well, the immediate thing is the Bulgaria in a couple of weeks' time, and then I'll be doing. I think, as far as I know, it's Pride in Germany. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
Germany. I'm going to Amsterdam for the Milkshake Festival. I'm performing there. Just a lot of prides I'm doing. I'm going to put them on my website, once they're confirmed. But I'm extremely looking forward to Western Supermare Pride this year because I've not been to that neck of the woods. So Western
Mm-hmm.
Supermare Pride, and they've been really just amazing. Like they've really been just relentless in trying to get me for the main
Yeah.
stage.
Bit like
So
me.
yeah, but you're my friend. I love you. You're my friend. These are
Have you
people I
ever been
don't
to
know.
have you ever done
Sorry?
Newcastle Pride? Have you done
I
Newcastle
want
Pride?
to. I
London
want
Pride?
to. I
You
really
should
want to. I love.
absolutely do it.
Get him
I
on
love
Newcastle
it.
Pride.
Come on, we'll have a
Yeah.
word.
If you can
We'll
help
sort it
get
out.
me,
We'll have a
if you
word.
can help sort it out, please do. I'll be there. I love Newcastle. I've only ever been there once, but it was just the best experience ever. So yeah, I'd love to do it. And yeah, but what I'll do is I'll keep you in the loop with regards to all the prides that I do get confirmation for.
Yeah,
Um,
we would love to come down and we would love to promote you and them and the shows and just show our support.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I absolutely love what you're doing as well. I absolutely love what
Thank
you're
you.
doing, and if there's anything else I can do to ever help you and support you, do let me know. Um,
Well, that's very kind of you. We're going to let you get on with your important day and we will see you very soon.
the reason I'm leaving you early is because it's my sister's birthday. If it wasn't
We
that
know.
important,
So can
then
we
I
all
would have
just say it
stayed
one
on.
more time? Happy birthday! Yay!
Harminda, happy birthday, Harminda. So yeah,
Harminda,
so
happy
she's got.
birthday. Big up. Oh, no.
Thank you.
Right, okay,
But
thank you very much, my darling. Love you, loads.
thank you so much for having me. And can I just say a special thank you and sending all my love to everyone who's commented. Um, these are just wonderful, wonderful people, friends and supporters. I don't class people as fans. I class them as friends. So much love to everyone, all of you who've commented, and obviously you two keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing. Take care.
Love you. See you soon, darling.
Love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Well, he was a barrel of laughs. I just loved him.
Oh yeah.
Well, guys, it's now time for now that's what I call a discussion.
Oh, before we start with this discussion, there's just some things I need to get off my chest.
Oh, okay. What is that?
Hi, baloney! Get those balls out of my face. Absolutely. I feel very attacked. Water off a duck's back. I could go on, but I'm not because she's probably cringing on the inside. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever you
I'll say for
identify.
everyone, sashay away. So, guys, obviously in the discussion we are going to talk everything RuPaul.
Well, RuPaul, me and Faye are very, very, very big fans of RuPaul and RuPaul's Drag Race.
What did Ben de la Creme do this week?
So,
She left.
yes, so we're going to be talking firstly about All Stars. We're going to keep it a little bit light, and then we're going to talk about some things that RuPaul has said.
Okay, I'll step in. All Stars is great. All Stars is amazing. Ben de la Creme's gone. All Stars is over. And next. So, did you all see what he wrote in The Guardian?
So, RuPaul wrote, well, it was an interview. In an interview, was asked a question: would you allow transgender drag queens to compete in RuPaul's Drag Race? And RuPaul said no. The reason being is that, in RuPaul's opinion, he feels as if a transgender female who is either going through the transition or has transitioned could be at an advantage over a cisgendered male-bodied contestant or a non-binary male-bodied contestant.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously through hormones their body has altered to be female. I kind of think that it would be nice if the show could maybe progress with the times and have transgender contestants. There has been transgender contestants in the past. However, I feel as if there's been a very unfair backlash to RuPaul because from what I read...
I'm going to stop you there. We need to bring our next guest on because without our next guest, it's just going to be you giving your opinion. And I love your opinion, you know I do. But is she right or wrong? We want to know, is Rue right or wrong? There's a poll going out right now. Is Rue right or wrong? And we're going to bring our next guest on. And 2 seconds. Where is... Oh, Sophie, are you there? Could you say hi so we can invite you on? Sophie is, I think, a superstar drag queen.
Oh, she is.
So fabulous. Everything she does, everything that they've achieved is brilliant. We're trying to get her joined on to the show.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hi. So we're going to bring Sophie on in a second. Our technology hates me.
Yes.
Technology hates me, by the way.
Yeah, Sophie, this is the part of the show where technology kind of lets us down a little bit, and me and Faye do tend to mumble.
Are you on your phone, Sophie, or are you on your laptop? Because it has to be on your phone. Give us a look. I hate it. Can I hate it? It's horrible. It's evil. It's evil. It's evil. I can't bring her in. Oh, are we going to go back to this?
Are we going to do what we did with Jordan Gray? Oh no, the same phone.
Oh. Is there a sorry, Sophie, it might be our end. Is there a link you can click on? It should be at the bottom of the screen to join our conversation, and we'll just accept you that way. If not, I might have to video call you from my phone, which is fine, easily done. But if there is a button that you can add yourself, please do. We hate technology. Technology is our evil side.
It's like tumbleweed, isn't it?
I know. I'll ring her.
Yeah, just ring Sophie and then get them on. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh. What? Hello. Hi. Okay, so everybody meet Sophie. So that's how we're going to do it because technology hates us right now. So, Sophie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm a drag queen. I've been it for about 4 years. Technically, I'm female, but I go by non-binary. And yeah, I'm very not happy with her at the minute.
Yeah, so in a synopsis to everyone who may not know, what did Rue do wrong?
So in the interview that Jossie was just talking about, she basically said that trans female is not female until they've medically transitioned. That women doing drag isn't the same as men doing it. And once again, drag kings weren't mentioned either, so it's all sorts of misogyny, really.
And do you feel that Rue was just talking about the show or talking about kind of everything in general?
On the show, I feel like that's what he was aiming the whole sort of like men-only thing at. But then again, the examples he was using to explain his cause seemed to me like he was talking about just life in general.
In general, you see,
like saying that.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Like saying that man dressing in an effeminate way going into a male space. To me, he's talking about the scene rather than a show. So
I can see that. I can see that angle, and I can actually see your point more than a lot of other people's who are kind of like, well, let him do what he wants. Only because, so I'm biased, I suppose. I get the whole, if they're like mid-transition, because obviously RuPaul's show has always kind of been, you know, men who do drag, and that's the competition kind of layout. My only question is, if someone who was transitioning and had like surgery done, as in boobs and things, would that be a case of kind of an unfair advantage? But then on the flip side, I know so many drag queens who have been on the show that have had cosmetic surgery just because they wanted to feminize their body. Look at Detox.
That's very true.
Yeah. So
there's no difference, really.
There isn't difference other than how they identify.
So here's a very good example. If we think of Milk, a lot of Milk's drag aesthetic isn't actually about looking female. Milk is more of a character. So I always think of drag as it's an exaggeration of gender primarily, but it's also a character as well. So my opinion is I think trans women should be allowed on RuPaul, but it is his show at the end of the day. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with RuPaul saying no trans women on my show, because at the end of the day, it's just his show, and there's other outlets of drag, and it's just one show. Why not make another show which is for everybody? I think saying that transgender women can't do drag, it goes against what drag is, because drag is supposed to push the boundaries. And that's how I say it. It's supposed to push the boundaries of society. It's supposed to even like question things about gender, like, why can't a transgender woman be a drag queen? Like Monica Beverly Hills said, trans is what I am, drag is what I do. And if we look at it from that angle, drag for a lot of people is a career, and it's a way to make money. And a lot of transgender women do start out as well doing drag because it's an expression, it's a way for them to express their gender. I also think...
I remember when you did.
Well, I am a classic example. Like, obviously, I don't do it now, but when I did do it, I was in transition. I was taking hormones. I, you know, was going through a lot of things. It could have been argued that I was at an unfair advantage when I did Drag Idol, but I think the organisers of Drag Idol kind of realised that drag has to kind of move with the times, maybe.
Yeah, I think they are.
Mm-hmm.
But do you not also think with what RuPaul says, do you not just feel someone could have just said to him, don't say that? Because he seems to have quickly been like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. But then that kind of massively shows what he is really thinking. I mean, look at Benedict Clem. She just walked off the show the weekend just gone. She was like, I've had enough. Yeah. She basically said, I've had enough. I'm leaving, I'm going. And his face, he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was the only. In fact, it was the only part of the show that didn't seem too edited, because the rest of it does.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I feel like obviously it all depends on the way that you've been asked questions. Like, we don't know exactly how it was edited or whatever, but I feel he maybe just didn't use the right examples, if that was the case. He should have maybe gone along with what he said, and then maybe add, but, you know, trans people are still like whatever, or drag still this, that, just, yeah.
He could have easily said something like, I'll try, he could have easily said, for me and my show, I would just prefer our contestants to have not transitioned. And then another thing as well, if you're because it's a man show. That's how I've seen Drag Race. It's for men.
Gentlemen, start your end.
So if you were transgender to a woman, why would you want to go on that show?
Yeah, it must have been hard for a lot of them to be like, gentlemen, start your end.
Yeah, because it was, to name a few, you know, loads of them.
Mm-hmm. But other than Peppermint, I don't really, and Monica Beverly Hills, and no one else was really going through transition on the show. It was kind of afterwards when it all came about.
Yeah,
Like that's what got me, because like I'm sure Peppermint had boobs when she was on the show. Like I'm convinced that she did.
No,
In
she was
real-
just very big. She was just very big
Oh,
boned,
right, okay.
and she carried it well.
was-
And I think for that,
I
it was
thought
just a
she-
case of pushing things together,
All right.
which we've all done, Jolly. But also, even Rue, as he stands doing what he's doing now. But have you read about Ray and Dove, the gender capitalist?
No.
Oh well, so Ray and Dove, the gender capitalist, she kind of expressed as she'll be any gender she wants to make the most money.
But kind of on the binary, so it's a little bit like counter non-binary. It's kind of embracing all of the gender binary.
But she did
That's
say that
actually-
simple. She said
she
she
did,
basically said, if I was on the Titanic and I was dressed as a guy working, getting paid higher wage, because that's how men did back then. As soon as they said women and children first, she was like, I'm putting my dress on first on the light bulb. And then so our question with that was kind of like, well, isn't that a little bit what drag people do, because they do it to make money?
Yeah. That's a lot of them say they don't dress as women because that's what they want to be. It's because that's their job. That's their uniform sort of thing. So, like, everyone does it for different reasons, but essentially, yeah.
I think Rue made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Rue is such an iconic person, especially in the LGBT community. And I just think maybe Rue should have just not said anything.
Or it could have been Rue's get out of jail free card. He could have been thinking, you know what, I'm done with the shows. I'm going to upset a few people and bow out gracefully. That's something that crossed my mind. I kind of thought, oh, well, I can see that.
Yeah, because essentially saying that trans women are men, that's a pretty ballsy thing to put out there when you're on her kind of level.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that was the reason. I mean, that's obviously brought to light again the kind of trans community, everything that's going on. And maybe Rue needs to kind of grow and learn. Maybe he's so stuck to the critique of his show and how it is. He needs to kind of learn and educate. Just like, as you know, Sophie, me and Jossie a few years ago, we were like, what? To everything. We didn't understand anything. I was like, no, that's bull.
Tunnel vision.
But we had tunnel vision. And now I'm just so like, yeah. Whoever you want to be, and you are valid, in my opinion, whatever you want to identify as, whoever you want to be, you're valid, in my opinion. And I feel the quicker everyone else catches up, the better.
And Drag Race should, because drag should always be about pushing the boundaries and moving with the times. So I think if Drag Race is to continue, I actually, you mentioned about no mention of Drag Kings. I would love to see a Drag King show. I might consider being a Drag King if they do one of them. Like, I would love to see a show just for Drag Kings, because
well, I'm going to start dressing as a guy again. God, I'm getting confused now, guys.
That would totally mess people
I
up.
am so confused with that. I don't think I'd be a good guy anymore. I've had so much work done. So anyway, Sophie, we get in the room. What do you think? Do you think Rue just made a mistake and we forgive and forget? Or do you think he opened a can of worms that's going to be really hard to get rid of?
I think he has apologised. Everybody should appreciate the fact that he has. He could just be the case of needs to educate himself. I think a lot of people might take time to forgive, but I think the fact that so many people are showing so much support, it's probably going to soften the blow for a lot of people anyway. So I think it'll blow over. He said things in the past before, and people forgot about that. So
Needs changed, because he used to have you got Gmail, and then he obviously and then there was a segment as well. Was it girl or Gmail or something, and you had to guess who was the real girl and who wasn't, and I think RuPaul the show has it has moved.
It's evolved.
It's evolved.
Like everything else.
So, but ultimately, it is a TV show at the end of the day, and
there could be a TV show that is for all drag queens.
But the pressure is on. I mean, you know as well as I do, I'm fine with people not agreeing with me or other things that I believe in and having their opinion. It's when they kind of, just like Rue, because Rue is on such a big platform and has such a big following, as soon as he gives an opinion, it's heard by millions. And people, like, Rue may not agree with what, well, not, Rue actually may agree with what he said, but maybe he should have just kept it to himself, because it's not, there's nothing wrong with having a different opinion, but just kind of like, keep it to yourself, it's fine.
Yeah. I think a lot of the people, like, Drag Race has gone to such sort of like heteronormative straight community that they aren't educated enough to have their own opinion, so they do follow what he says. So I think he needs to just change the way he says what he says. Like, let people know that his opinion isn't the only way,
and obviously as well, the way that Guardian would have wrote it down, the way they wrote it and printed it is probably not exactly how he said it.
It could have been on the Guardian.
Yeah,
It's quite an intelligent paper, so maybe it's not a tabloid. So I think if it had been in the Sun or the Star,
I wouldn't have even believed it if it was in the Sun. Imagine Rue in the Star. Oh God, yeah, Rue in the Star.
Yeah, personally, I think the Guardian is quite a. We're joined by Sky News.
So moving forward, Sophie, what have you got planned next? Because I've just been having a look, and this girl is a superstar. She's at every bloody Pride. She's with every drag star, super winner, contestant. You are becoming a big presence in the drag world, and let's face it, honey. You don't identify as a boy, and you weren't born as a boy, yet you are making waves in the industry, and I just want to just kind of say congratulations. You know, as you said, and as many should believe, your drag is valid, and what you do is amazing. I've seen you on nights out, and I'm like, there she is. Look how good she looks. Better cheeks than me, and I pay for my freaking cheeks. So what's next?
So the next thing is in talks with the television channel about a possible kind of like one-off documentary type thing.
Okay.
The documentary I did for Years for Venus is going to Asia for like the Queer Festival. So that's doing really well.
She'll be in Asia next.
You what?
You'll be in Asia next. You'll ring us. You'll be like, I'm here.
Yeah, like I'm still doing club kids. I'm one of the brand ambassadors for a wig company, Venus Wigs.
Yes, I've seen them.
So yeah, doing okay.
So you've got a really exciting year ahead of you, and I think a very exciting, promising career, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you. I hope so. And I think it's nice to sort of not sort of like talk down about any kind of drag, because like all drag is amazing, but it's kind of nice to think that if I do get out there a bit more, I can like spread the message of like different kinds of drag, of different kinds of gender, like abilities.
And also, you massively are a flying flag for anybody with disabilities. You are, and I mean, come on. I'm getting ready in the same hotel room as you, honey. We know how demanding you. She's a demanding little diva. Give us this. Pass that. I want this. Where's me stick? The amount of times you lost that stick. Oh God.
I know. It's terrible.
Right. Well, we are going to have to say goodbye, but it has been fantastic to get your opinion. And I think you really laid it out easy. You know, forgive and forget. It was a mistake Rue made. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Who do you want to win All Stars 3? Or do you already know?
She's got insider info.
Yeah, I wanted Mental to win.
Me too.
No, it's probably Trixie, because, well, you know, what everybody heard, but, yeah, Trixie, but but it's a shame about Ben because I think she could have gone all the way.
Absolutely.
I think BB might win it, BB Sahara.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a feeling.
No.
I've just got a feeling she could do good in it.
Ugh, okay. Well, anyway, it's been great. Thank you for joining us on the mobile phone. You're very privileged. Not many people get to join us on the mobile phone. But thank you. Have a great day. And everyone, check out Venus's page and
Venus
follow her
Dimilo.
journey. You are everywhere.
Check out Shay, check out Club Kids.
And you'll see this one there. See you later, darling.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bloody technology. I
Oh,
tell you.
I know.
Hey, honestly.
Lets us down continuously.
Continuously lets us down. Right, guys, it's now time for our new segment. That's what I call fashion. So come on.
So, we came across a very interesting news piece regarding Lacoste.
Oh,
We
yeah.
basically think that Lacoste probably sales are maybe a little bit down, but I think they've got good intentions. So, you know, Lacoste has the crocodile logo, quite iconic. Well, they are now doing a range where their logo is endangered species.
Okay.
And the money, or at least part of the money that is generated from these garments, will go to help these endangered animals.
Yeah, I got to scream baloney on that. Their sales are probably down. They're probably struggling. So they're thinking, let's do something. Once again, another fad, because that's all it is. If they would genuinely set up some sort of charity or actually...
Like conservation.
Yeah, like a conversation.
Put money into conservation.
They're not. They're just, they're just like jumping on the whole bandwagon of sales. But each to their own.
Maybe they've got good intentions, but like you said, good intentions, they want to line the pockets as well.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of, for me, not the best thing. But it is time for Now That's What I Call the News. And the news is really juicy this week. I don't think Rain's going to be able to join us. So that's a shame. Rain probably won't be joining us today. But, we'll get that.
There's always next week.
There's always next week. Yeah, that's true. So in the news this week, guys, we are very interested in talking about... Oh, no, it's gone. Oh, the snow.
Where's it gone? Like, it was here, and in the space of a day, that snow, which caused so much destruction, devastation to the whole of the UK. The UK came to a standstill, guys. But for anyone who is not in England, our country cannot cope with a little bit of snow. So anyone watching maybe in, like, Sweden or Scandinavian countries, you would be completely baffled by how the UK deals with it.
We can't.
It went within a day. It rained for a day, and it was glorious sunshine today.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to Jossie's favourite person.
So, I don't know if people have seen in the news, but Monroe Burkhoff has been in the news again.
What she quit this time? I've been fired from.
She has stood down from being an LGBT campaigner for the Labour Party because it's come to light that she had some homophobic tweets from 2010.
Yeah.
Where she was calling people like lesbian this. You can tell this person's a butch and this person's a gay boy.
Ugh, disgusting.
I'm not even reading that. So she's been sacked from that. What she has said in response to that was, well, I did these tweets and it was to a group of friends, and I sent them out because back in 2010 I hadn't transitioned and I was still presenting as a gay male.
So what, because she's a gay male, she could be an arsehole?
So it would be like, I don't know what to compare it to, because...
No, basically, she's an arsehole who is so up her own arse that it's unbelievable, and she feels like because she's trans and she's in a bit of the public light, but let's face it, she got sacked from one company because she was an arsehole, and she's just had to step down, sacked from another company, really, basically.
Well, from the Labour Party.
From the Labour Party.
She could have done so much good. Not just for the transgender community, but for the community in general, for people in the UK.
She doesn't want to do any help. She just wants to line up pockets. She is, in my opinion, an arsehole. But did anyone catch, still on the same subject, the Victoria Derbyshire TV show where they had a group of women, trans, non-trans, lesbian, gay, etc., talking about into refuges?
And women-only spaces.
And women-only spaces, yeah, women-only spaces, but, you know, more high-profile women-only spaces. I feel that it's comical that, once again, they get people from the trans community and other communities that are angry or a bit miserable or very clockable, I'll say. Let me say the word clockable. And it's sad because, you know, we've all been there. I didn't always look like this.
Yeah, I did not start out looking like this. And
No, she didn't.
You can talk.
I know, I can talk. But for me, it was just kind of like when I was watching the show, I was like, oh, okay, this kind of stuff again. And they were basically, I mean, the women from the abuse, the lady on the end, she's so scared of men. She is.
Everything was
man, penis, rape.
Penis.
It was crazy. And then Rebecca Rude started talking, who, thanks for blocking us, she blocked, well, she's obviously blocked us because she's an idiot. But she was obviously talking about going to the gym and how she still gets kind of crap or stared at. But I'm going to say this, and people aren't going to be happy. Like, you kind of got to be respectful of the circumstance you're walking in and understand the surroundings you're going to be in. If you feel everyone's staring at you, I think that's an insecurity of yourself as well as being society can be cruel. I've had it at gym. We've had it at gyms.
We've actually, we can maybe tell the story about the towel and the man in the shower.
Oh, so we were in the changing rooms and all we heard is, oh, it's a man. So we kind of wandered out and I was kind of like, whoa, and it was a woman. And I was like, well, you can't really say that. That's like 2018. Come on, stop it. And kind of, we obviously exposed who we were, you know, our identities came up and all that crap.
But prior to that, the people who were shouting, it's a man in the shower cubicle, it wasn't directed at us because people actually didn't know that me and Faye were transgender. We obviously were just assumed to be cisgender women in that change room. So that is kind of another interesting point about passing privilege, is that sometimes there's no privilege in passing because you hear quite nasty things about people and they could be saying it about you. But maybe that's another discussion.
The conversations we've had, absolutely. And the thing is, I'm just going to answer a comment. Gee, I'm not saying don't let trans people into their rightful spaces, women's or men's change rooms or men's spaces only. What I'm saying is we need to be a little bit wary of how open we become, because I want everyone to feel equal. So I want everyone to feel welcome. But there is also individuals out there who aren't very nice and will try and abuse this kind of available self-identification. Me, for one, self-identification is something that, anyone does.
Thing was about.
And and that's what it kind of boils down to. But you kind of can't give that to everyone.
There has to be some sort of just because I think the whole Victoria Derbyshire piece was about obtaining what's called a gender recognition certificate, but you could get one simply by declaring you are a woman. I think that possibly could open floodgate. No, not to say floodgates. Maybe that's the wrong word. That could open the doors to people abusing it. It's just because it hasn't happened, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And that when it does happen, it's going to go bad on people like me and Faye and anybody who's transgender.
But it has happened.
The problem is. Oh yes.
Actually, no, it has happened. So I'm going to jump in here. You're talking about something else. I'm talking about something. So as a young boy, I used to use the disabled toilet, which I used to not really like using, but I did feel safe. I was in school and I used this so-called toilet because I didn't want to go to the boys and I couldn't really go to the girls. And I was sexually assaulted in the toilet, which was a really hard experience for me to go through. I didn't understand why that happened. And I wasn't sexually assaulted in a way of rape. These people targeted me because I was trans, and they targeted me because I was very open, but I was very loud and very out there. And these horrible people decided that what women wear when it's the time of the month should be something I should be wearing right now, because if I want to be a woman, that's what they should wear. And I was bombarded with horrific styles of abuse when I was in school. And that just kind of hit the nail on the head for me. I didn't go back after that. I was like, I can't. I didn't even tell my family after that. I didn't approach anyone. I just wanted to move on as quickly as possible. So there for me, I saw that I was targeted. If I was allowed to go to the female toilets back then, I probably wouldn't have been targeted as much. But right now, as we are, this day and age, those men could easily self-identify as women and come in and have access to not just women. This is what irritates me. It's not just women. It's us. We are women. So it's trans women, cis women. It's that space, whoever it belongs to. It's their safety, regardless if you were born a woman or you identify as a woman. It's their safety. So there needs to be something put in place where at least, like, as women, we can kind of say, like, not say it to people, but kind of question it. Because if we can't question it, someone could really get hurt. I've been there, and it's not kind and it's not nice. And if we don't understand the situations we're walking into and the responsibilities that we all have as a community, which is women, trans, human, we still need to have that level of safety. If I had it all the toilets should be demolished. We'll have one toilet, cubicles, and you know what we'll do? We'll create some jobs. We'll give a job to somebody who can monitor the toilets. Simple.
That would probably
easy,
be the easy
done,
option.
And a little bit security, which isn't an issue, because why not? Why should our safety be so easily dismissed and no get on? Because this is the drama of it all, and it opens the door to so many things. Someone could easily self-identify as a woman to get into a refuge, and also you've got to take responsibility for your presence. And your visible state of gender for women who have maybe came from massive abuse or had horrific experiences. I know for me that I wouldn't want anyone, regardless if they. It's not that I wouldn't want to be next to a trans person, because that's what them idiots said. They were like, "Oh, I can't be next to." No. I would probably just isolate myself more and say, well, because of the appearance that you still present, it's really difficult for me mentally because of what she's been through, and I got that. At the end of the day, which was the best thing I think we both said together when we were laughing, if anybody goes there needing help, or if anybody needs help should be given regardless of gender, sexuality, or who you identify as. I don't believe you need to identify as anything just to seek help. Help should be given regardless of any identification.
Absolutely.
That's kind of my motto, and I think because I've experienced it, it does show for me, Josie, how accessible. And another thing, women out there, do you really want us girls go to the same toilet as your husband? Know what I mean?
Just a thought. It's just a thought.
It is just a thought.
So that is basically what the Victoria Derbyshire programme was about. It was all about the self-identification. Anyone can self-identify as whatever they want, but I think you just have to take responsibility and kind of realise, and maybe some people aren't going to like what I'm about to say, but we do live in a cisgender world. That is the world we live in. Transgender people only make up 1% of the population. I am not saying that you have to, conform and be like the cisgender people. Absolutely not. I love all colours of the rainbow. I love individuality, but the world we live in is primarily a very binary-centric cisgender world. It is. There's men and there's women and there's other things between. People are learning.
Things? What?
I don't mean things as...
Stop.
I don't mean
stop.
Things. Can I just say my
Stop. Now say it.
Right, so there's many different shades of the rainbow. I'm sorry if I said things wasn't meant in a bad way. It was just, you know what I mean. Please don't take things out of context. There is male, there is female on a spectrum, and there are many different things in between, and I think people should learn about that and should be maybe more accepting, and that will make the world a little bit kinder to gender non-conformity.
Jay has just mentioned pattern privilege.
All right, okay.
So Jay's basically said, I agree that it tends to the American having to show a gender identity card. Right, okay, so when you go on a plane, you show a passport. When you get pulled over for a driving license, you show your ID. When you want to get a loan at a bank, you show your ID. When you want to buy something in a shop, you show your bank card. If someone just wants to confirm your gender, Not that they say, oh, you look like a man, oh, you look like a woman. They just want to confirm your gender. So what? Well, there's my card. Bye, see you later. You're fine. You are fine. Like, so what? But that also leads the way for greatness and shows your card, why you're in this space. A lot of people who may not have committed a crime but are in this space and get caught can just leave these stage. But if they were actually made and said, we need to see your card, show us, prove to us, that could actually prevent a lot of crime. And crime has happened. There was a prison inmate recently moved from a male prison to a female prison who went on to commit crimes in the female prison and sexually assault women. And he said he identified as a woman. And it is out there. It is happening. I'm not saying the world's going to fall apart if it happens, but it is out there, and it is going to reflect bad. And the thing is, it will reflect bad on us. Passing privilege, I find that a total baloney. Sorry, Jay, I love you, but passing privilege doesn't work. When does passing privilege start? Because if people say I've got passing privilege, but when I was 19, I didn't have passing privilege. Did I heck? When I was 25, I didn't have passing privilege. I was still learning. Passing privilege isn't passing privilege, because regardless of what you do and what you say and how you look, once you sit down with that person and you need to tell someone the truth, you have to tell them.
And if you look at sort of like some crimes against, well, a lot of crimes against transgender people, especially murders, which is the dreadful crime, a lot of them women actually were passable for whatever reason. They didn't tell a partner, whatever. It's a bit of the cliche, and they then obviously got murdered. It's such a double-edged sword. I think passing privilege is definitely a discussion that me and Faye could probably come back to in another show, because there is so much.
Well, can we get some people's opinions on passing privilege from a male perspective, female perspective, transgender perspective, non-binary perspective? Because passing privilege, there's a spectrum. Excuse me, there's a spectrum, and if I'm honest, you can't say passing privilege. But what about a girl that really looks at a guy but identifies as a girl? That's mistaken identity. It's not passing privilege. So it's kind of a double-ended sword. But it is time to say goodbye.
Yes, because we could go on and on and
Forever
on about
and
this
ever
subject. But
I've been Faye.
And I've been Jossie.
And this has been, now that's what I call a talk show, which has had its ups and downs today. We've had miscommunications. We've had misconnections. We couldn't even connect with someone on the phone at one point. And once again, the rain didn't show up. But that's show business, guys. See you later. See you next week, live at 5 on Wednesday.
Bye.